is the Angel Next Door podcast, where we will talk about all things angel investing, what it is, who does it, how do we find them, what does it mean to invest in an early stage company. If you have ever wondered how you can affect the change you want to see in the world, then tune in to learn more.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Angel Next Door podcast. As we wrap up this year, I wanted to take a look back at some of the transformative themes, key insights, and moments of learning that shaped our conversations. In this first of our two-part wrap-up, we'll be focusing on the broad topics that resonated most. From investing trends to founder resilience, mindset shifts, and the evolving role of money in both business and personal growth, all in just a few minutes. One major theme that we explored this year was the ever-expanding definition of investing. It's not just about finding the next unicorn or looking for outsized financial returns. Instead, we dived into approaches that integrate purpose, societal impact, and personal alignment. From our look at investing with philanthropic capital, we learned how donor-advised funds and innovative organizations like Inspire Access and Impact Assets are enabling investors to generate a double bottom line, driving meaningful change while potentially generating returns. This is one of my personal favorites, and I'll even add that it could be a triple bottom line because in many cases, we are helping underrepresented founders to grow the businesses and put the innovations into the world that they want to see. Connected to that, financial literacy and mindset were at the forefront. Our discussions with Money Tales highlighted how our early money experiences and long-held beliefs shape not just our wallets, but our life decisions and career paths. These episodes reminded us that the honest money conversations, whether with advisors, family, or friends, can break down old taboos, open up opportunities, and encourage healthier relationships with money and wealth. We heard about the importance of aligning investments with our values and how money at its core is a tool, not a measure of worth. Now, let me say that again. Money is a tool, not a measure of personal worth. So it doesn't matter how much money you make, how much money you have, what kind of house you live in. That is not a measure of your self-worth. And we're going to talk a lot more about that in 2026 as my new book, Unapologetic Wealth, Rewrite Your Money Story from Any Beginning, is released in March. Throughout the year, Founder Stories offered real-world insight into navigating both high and low points. From weathering regulatory uncertainty and shifting strategies in times of crisis, like the pandemic, to seizing big breaks and adapting to pivotal moments of growth, our featured entrepreneurs showed that the road from idea to impact is rarely linear, as we know. A common thread was the emphasis on adaptability, resilience, and the power of a mission-driven team, especially when up against tough external forces like market dynamics or shifting tariff environments. We also zoomed out to broader macro trends affecting entrepreneurship. We explored how new technologies in sectors like space investing and health tech are not just the stuff of science fiction, but rather present-day opportunities with the capability to transform industries and lives right here on Earth. Whether we were unpacking the rise of private dollars in traditionally government-led domains, or seeing how science fiction is rapidly becoming business's reality, it is clear that innovation and investment is increasingly democratized and accessible to a lot of new participants. And finally, education and community building stood out as foundational for growth. Whether it's personal development, like mastering the art of asking, growing your network as an angel investor, or learning to receive as a founder, over and over, we saw how knowledge sharing and peer support can accelerate progress and make the entrepreneurial journey less lonely and more rewarding. So that's a snapshot of the key themes and big picture lessons from the first half of the year. As we reflect on these foundational conversations covering everything from impact investing, money mindset, and resilience to innovation and community, it's clear we've set the stage for continued growth and learning. In part two of the wrap-up, we'll turn our attention to the highlights from the back half of the year. And remember that you can go to my website at marciadawood.com and find playlists of all of the types of episodes that we've had since the beginning. We are now over 150 episodes. And if you need to navigate through all the different things that we've talked about, it's really easy to do right there on the website. Thanks for listening. See you in part two. Thanks for listening. To connect with me, visit my website at marciadawood.com. And please subscribe, follow, and leave a review. It helps the podcast get seen by more people. And remember, you can also find the Angel Next Door podcast on YouTube too. And if you're looking to learn more about investing in the changes you want to see in the world, sign up for Anne and Bill Payne's ACA Angel University classes. Go to theangelcapitalassociation.org, all one word, to find out the schedule, and classes are now available on demand. Many classes are offered, everything from angel investing basics, which include fundamentals, risk, due diligence, term sheets, valuations, returns and portfolio strategy, and even a class on group formation. There's even a deeper dive where you can get advanced classes, including capitalization tables, startup boards, and exit strategies. If you're not already a member of the Angel Capital Association, you can become one for a low price that will give you unparalleled access to discounts, free webinars with a huge archive of content, networking opportunities, and much more. We'd love to have you join us.
All content for this website is informational and not intended to serve as legal, tax, accounting, or investing advice. While Marcia, that's me, does serve on the SEC Small Business Capital Formation Advisory Committee, my views are my own and not the views of the SEC or my fellow colleagues on the committee. Our speakers and hosts are thoughtfully selected for their educational value, but their opinions are their own and do not necessarily represent the views of the host, me, or the Angel Capital Association, and neither specifically endorse the use of presenters' products or services. Listeners of the podcast should consult their own tax, investing, legal, or accounting advisors before making important financial decisions. All warranties, including accuracy, completeness, and suitability for specific purpose, are disclaimed.